This is one of Fitness Blender's quick, low-impact cardio workouts. In this workout, we're going to be going through 9 different exercises at 50 seconds per exercise. This is going to be really fast-paced, so we're not going to be taking any breaks in between exercises, but it'll be over before you know it because we're only doing one round through. Now, this routine doesn't require any equipment, so let's go ahead and get started with our first exercise, starting off with high knee pushes. And start them up, 50 seconds, driving those knees up nice and high, just a high knee march, along with a push and pull with those arms. Now, you don't want to just be moving those arms back and forth. You actually want to be working against yourself the entire time. The intention of this is to get that cardio up really nice and high, really work on getting that heart rate up, that core temperature up. So push against yourself as those arms go out and pull against yourself as those arms come back in. At the same time as trying to keep those legs nice and tight, those core muscles nice and tight. You want to make sure you're burning as many calories here as possible to try to get that heart rate up and to get the most out of this routine. And we're almost done. Just 10 seconds left. Keep that motion going nice and strong. We're going to be switching to a quiet burpee next. And go ahead and switch. Dropping down to the ground, stepping 1 foot back at a time, stepping back in, stand up, right back down again. Make sure you put the opposite foot out first this time. So every single time you drop down, you want to start with a different foot than you did the time before, just to make sure everything's nice and even and you're not trying to use the same leg over and over and over again. Just keep that motion going. Nice controlled pattern. You don't want to get too fast with this, but you want to make sure that you're making those muscles have to work really hard. So keep those arm muscles nice and contracted, those core muscles nice and contracted, and all those muscles through those legs. And we're almost done, just 10 seconds left. Keep that motion going nice and strong. We're going to be switching to a side lunge with a twist next. And let's go ahead and switch that next exercise. Those feet about twice shoulder width apart. Lunge off to the right, and then come up and rotate those shoulders to the left. Get a good twist, making sure those obliques are engaged the entire time. You want those legs nice and tight as you drop down into that side lunge, and then those core muscles and those arms nice and tight as you come up for that rotation. Just keep that motion going nice, smooth, and under control. You always want to make sure these motions are under control, never moving more quickly than you can control. Just keep all those muscles nice and tight. That way you can burn a lot more calories than if you're just going through the motion. And we're almost done with this side, just 10 seconds left. Just keep that motion going, keeping everything nice and tight, squeezing those legs, that core, and those arms. And go ahead and let it relax. We're going to switch sides, so down to the left this time, rotating up to the right. Squeeze down to that left leg, dropping down to that lunge position, rotating up to the right. Just keep that motion going. Remember, keep those core muscles nice and tight, keep those arm muscles nice and tight, and those leg muscles shall be completely solid and contracted the entire time. Don't let anything relax. You want to try to get the most out of this by making sure everything's constantly contracted. And again, just 10 seconds left. Keep that motion going nice and strong. Keep those muscles contracted. We're moving to a 4 twist plus a toe touch next. And switch it up. So 4 rotations with that torso, relatively quick. Then reach down towards one of those feet. Then come back up, rotate again, then reach down towards the opposite foot. If you have that timing right and that rotation right, you should naturally want to reach down towards that opposite foot every single time, alternating back and forth. Just keep this motion going. Keep those core muscles really nice and tight. It's really important to make sure those obliques are nice and tight so you don't over-rotate. Make sure those legs are nice and tight. Keep a little bit of a tiny squat to make sure those thighs stay contracted. And make sure those biceps and triceps and shoulder muscles are constantly contracted. Just keep this motion going nice and smooth, under control. Just 10 seconds left. Keep everything nice and contracted. Keep pushing through this as hard as you can. Make sure all those muscles are nice and solid. We're going to be moving to a low lateral step with a curtsy lunge next. All right, let's go ahead and get started by dropping down into a quarter or half squat, stepping sideways, Then kicking that leg back behind you, dropping down into a nice deep lunge off to the side. Then come back up, cross over the other side, and do that lunge off to the other side. Just keep alternating back and forth which leg goes back behind you each time. Just constantly trying to keep those hips really nice and low, never coming to a full standing position. Almost done. 10 seconds left. Keep it going. Keep those hips nice and low. I know those legs are probably burning by now, but keep it nice and low. We're almost finished. We're going to be switching to an oblique twist squat next. And go ahead and switch it. So standing up nice and high, you're doing kind of like a crisscross crunch across your body. That left elbow coming down to your right knee, right elbow coming down to your left. One on each side, and then do a nice deep squat. Then start it over again. Just make sure you're trying to alternate which elbow you start with. So one time you're going to start with that left elbow, the next you're going to start with that right. Just keep alternating back and forth. Get a nice deep squat in between each one. Make sure those arms are contracted. Make sure those core muscles are contracted. Get a nice deep squat. Make sure those leg muscles are contracted. And again, just 10 seconds left. We're almost finished with this one. Just keep that motion nice and strong. Nice deep squat in between each one of those. And moving to a squat with an arm pull next. And switch it. Nice deep squat, getting down as low as you can. Try to get those hips below those knees if you can, as long as it's comfortable. Those arms are going to come straight out in front of you as you squat, and then pull back behind you as you stand up. Now make sure you're not just moving those arms back and forth. You want to actually be pulling against yourself the entire time. So work against yourself as you raise those arms up in front of you as you squat, and work against yourself as you pull those arms back behind you as you stand up. Now the amount of calories you burn from just doing the motions to actually really working against yourself is incredibly dramatic. So make sure that you're really pushing yourself to get as many calories burned as possible, and you're not just going through the motions. Just keep going. Nice solid contraction. Keep those arms nice and solid, those legs nice and solid, and all those core muscles. We've got just under 10 seconds left. And we are almost done. We're going to be switching to a lunge plus 4 twists coming up next. And let's go ahead and start up that new exercise, lunging forward, that left leg forward, twisting left and right 4 times, then lunge out with that opposite leg another 4 times, then lunge back. Just keep alternating back and forth, relatively quick rotations with those shoulders. Just make sure you're keeping those core muscles nice and tight. Make sure you're keeping those arms nice and tight. And you're trying to get as low of a lunge as is comfortable, and as low of a lunge as you can control while keeping your balance. Now we only have 10 seconds left. Keep pushing through it as hard as you can. Really contract all those muscles. We are almost done. Just 4 seconds left. And let it relax. All right, very good. This workout is complete. You just finished one of Fitness Blender's quick, low impact cardio workouts.